Well, dear brothers and sisters and children, today I'm going to talk about two mountains. Two mountains. And these two mountains are very famous mountains. But there is a difference in these two mountains. Number one mountain is Mount Everest. I know all of you have heard about Mount Everest. Mount Everest is also called Himalayan mountain. The range of this mountain extends all the way from India to Afghanistan. It is very fascinating and majestic sight. Many peaks of this Himalayan are more than 20,000 feet high. In fact, Mount Everest is considered to be highest point on the earth. This vast complex of ice and stone touch Pakistan, north of India from where I come. So I'm happy that I come from the place where we have Mount Everest. Many of us from North India. Northeast of India, Nepal, Afghanistan, and border of China. This mountain, if we go in Tibet, it is called the Mother of Universe. It's called Mother of Universe. If we go to Nepal, they call it Sagarmatha. Sagarmatha, its meaning is Mother of Universe. Mother of Universe. And the height of the mountain, Mount Everest, is 29,035 feet. 29,035 feet. And it is studied that every year, 3 to 6 millimeter, this mountain rises up. And we know from the history, on May 29, 1959, first two men, they were able to climb on the top of the Mount Everest. We also know from the history, Sirpa Babu Chatri, he stayed the longest on the top of the mountain. That was 21 hours and 30 minutes. 21 hours and 30 minutes. They could not stay even full day of 24 hours. Only 21 hours and 30 minutes. Although this mountain is very high, no human being can live on this mountain. And there is no hope for life, not even in future. This is Mount Everest. As I was studying, is there any animal? Of course, human being is not possible to live because temperature is well below freezing point. Most of the time, not only summer or winter. As I was studying about if there is any animal who can live on this mountain, and I studied, came to know, yes, there is a marvelous creature known as a yak. I'm sure many of you must have seen yak. This animal is a very beautiful, majestic, very gentle and calm. I had the privilege of sitting on this yak. That is in Shimla. Shimla is in Himachal, one of the state of India, and there is highest point that called Kufri. So we have there some yak, and honor of those yak, they take people on their back and back of yak and get some money. So I had the privilege. I've seen that. Yak is very calm, gentle, looks very beautiful, it's a majestic. And when I studied about this animal, we find the height, maximum height of this yak is 6 feet high. And weight maximum is 12,000 pounds. Yaks are very quick, sure-footed, and agile climber. And this we can tame, we can train. And this is the only means of transport in the high peaks. Yes, friends, this mountain is very famous, known all over the world, but there is no life. There is no life. Human beings, they cannot live. Although it is the highest mountain, but human being cannot live. Many people goes there to see that. Many people goes there to see. And some of the people, they go from Nepal to see the mountain, Mount Everest. Some of the people, they go from China to see this mountain. But they cannot stay long there. As I've told you, the longest somebody, if we have stayed on this mountain, is 21 hours and 30 minutes. We learned many things. It is not that we have to be very tall or very big or very famous if it is not useful for man. It's no use if it's not useful for a human being. Second mountain is Mount of Calvary. Mount of Calvary. Mount Calvary is most neglected by modern men. We sing many songs. You know, there's very few people, they turn their thought to this place. It is not very big mountain. It is like a ragged, small hill. It is a place where the greatest battle of this age was waged and won. It was Calvary where sin and Satan were defeated, and redemption and righteousness was claimed. Redemption and righteousness was claimed at this small mountain. Not at the big mountain, on small mountain. I would like to talk about this mountain now. This was the place. Mount Everest, Mount Calvary was the place where Jesus was nailed to the cross, along with two other men. And so there were 3 crosses on the mountain. And these 3 crosses represent the 3 different types of people. One cross represents cross of rebellion. Other cross represent cross of confession. And third cross, or represent cross of redemption. We will see about the first man who rebelled against